performances. I mean, like, to go through and experience what he experienced. Again, some of it self-inflicted. We are not saying that he was blameless in this situation. But if he goes out there and plays well,
I think most people are expecting him to play well. This guy has been, this guy has been so unbelievable through the first part of the PGA Tour season. The way he performed at the Masters and a lot of the events prior to that.
I would be shocked.
If he played well?
I would be shocked.
Because he's rattled you? Because, I mean, like, your body remembers type of thing?
Hour and a half, you're in an orange jumpsuit taking a mugshot.
Good point.
You want to go,
good point.
You know, at some point in time, I thought it would happen, you know, so I prepared for this, you know. I mean,
in all sports.
Are you crazy?
Golf
this is
probably
the equivalent. This is not quite the Super Bowl because there's 4 of them, right, Gabe?
Yeah.
But this is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
At least the playoff.
You know?
Yes, at least the playoff game.
At least a conference championship?
I mean, it didn't happen on the final day of the PGA Championship with him in the lead or, near the top of the leaderboard. But yes, I mean, like, Gabe, you know golf better than all of us here on the panel. You know, I guess, Scottie Scheffler's makeup better than all of us. You think he will bounce back from this well?
I do, because nothing has seemed to really, rattle. Now, again, this is something he's literally never had to deal with. Like, I was curious going into this, and this is like the exact opposite end of the spectrum, but him and his wife just welcomed their first kid about a week ago, and I was curious, okay, like he didn't play last week in anticipation of the arrival of their child, and okay, he hasn't played in a while, how is he, and what does he do on the first hole yesterday? Literally made his second shot. One hops in the cup, makes it 2, and plays pretty solid yesterday. So it's like, okay, Scottie Scheffler's just going to be Scottie Scheffler. If anybody could play well through this, to me, it's Scottie Scheffler.
How will the crowd react, Gabe? First tee. On the tee, Scottie Scheffler.
Huge ovation. I got to imagine it's a huge ovation because the fact that he made his tee time. When we were initially talking about this morning and we found out that, okay, everything's pushed back an hour, 20 minutes, tee time is at 10:08 Eastern, 9:08 here Central Time. I didn't think there was any chance he was going to get there. I thought that, okay, they've taken him. They've booked him. This is going to take a long time. For him to be there an hour before his tee time, I did not think that was possible this morning. So I think that, he'll be ready to go, and I think that crowd on the first tee is going to give him a big ovation.
I mean, I guess I think about the Brett Favre situation when his father died, and he went out there and performed and had that enormous game, and how there are people who do compartmentalize really well. When you go through something, you experience something really dramatic, really emotional. If you are able to find another level. Human beings are incredible, especially elite athletes. I think it'll be fascinating. I think people will absolutely be watching Scottie Scheffler today to see how he responds, how he plays after what happened this morning. I probably wasn't going to watch today. Not going to lie. Got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm going to be, I think I'm more of like the everyman, the average fan of golf. I'm going to be tuned in just to see how he responds.
But, Gabe, from a routine standpoint, it's unbelievably disturbed.
Yeah, it's all thrown off.
So how do you play, Gabe, 10 o'clock in the morning, showing up 2 minutes before your tee time, going out and playing? I mean, it takes you a few holes to get it going?
Sure, it takes me a few holes to get going, but also this is the most talented golfer currently playing right now. Again, is his routine disrupted? Without a doubt. And there could be more disruption today because they have rain in the area, and who knows if they have to get off the golf course because of weather at some point, and then everything else gets disrupted. So I think that an hour is enough to at least have a truncated version of whatever his warm-up is, where I'm not expecting him to step up to the first tee and just hit one off the planet. I would bet him to hit the first fairway on the first tee about an hour from now.
I assure you can do that, Gabe. I've done them before.
I'm here. Potawatomi is, it's close enough, but he tees off in less than an hour.
Remember, you can always go to the app, make the bet, and then just zip over there and scan the little QR code.
It's still not going to be enough time. We end the show at 9 o'clock.
Lack of belief.
And we would let you go early if you decided you wanted to commit to it. If you wanted to commit to it, we'd let you go a little early so you could get to Potawatomi.
You'd have to videotape.
I'm not
you?
trustworthy. Well, who do you think I am?
No, just
Chewy?
hashtag content. Hashtag
Yeah,
content.
You think I'm Chewy? I'm trying to get out of the show early?
No, I want the content to post on social media. I don't care what happens.
Dave from Aaron weighing in saying, if I was Scottie Scheffler, I'd wear the orange jumpsuit all day long to intimidate the competition. The other players don't know what I endured in the big house this morning.
I've seen that where everybody's saying Nike should get him an orange polo this morning and just
just go to Ricky Fowler. I mean, that's close to the same
Jersey
size,
swap?
right?
They're just jersey swapping at this point?
We are watching just a few moments ago on Get Up, Scottie Scheffler arriving, this time with a chauffeur, someone driving him to the golf course, but he has arrived. Seems to be able to tee off.
We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Do you think Scottie Scheffler will play well today at the PGA Championship after all that has occurred this morning? Yes, he'll play well. No, too much for him. Go ahead and weigh in on that. We just mentioned Potawatomi, and Gabe's going to try to make a bet on what Scottie Scheffler will do on that first hole today when he tees off. Of course, they've got the sports book there. It's everything a sports fanatic could want and more. The ultimate experience with a dozen self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a broadcast booth, a first-class bar, and their new restaurant, The Kitchen. There's also a VIP deck and a video wall over 2,000 square feet. And if you're in a rush, they have free 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk. They have really figured it all out. It's a new era of sports betting at Potawatomi Sportsbook, so get in on the action.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
It is a little bit foggy on 43 north and southbound right now, so just be extra careful. We do have delays from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keith. Southbound is backing up from just south of Hampton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 894 slowing from 27th Street to 68th Street. By the time you hit Forest Home, you are good to go all the way to the Hale. Westbound 94, it's just a little bit tight right through the stadium interchange. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning patchy fog, mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 68 at the lake, 77 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Picture this. You arrive at your hotel. You have an important online meeting lined up with clients from all across the country. You have your laptop open, ready to begin, and the Wi-Fi is so terrible, you can't even connect. These types of stressful situations happen all the time, but they don't have to. When you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you have access to their free high-speed Wi-Fi, so you can take care of those critical emails, join your meetings on time, and even unwind by streaming your favorite shows without having to worry. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book direct at lq.com. Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio for True Green. Are you ready to elevate your lawn game without breaking the bank? True Green has been the trusted choice for over 2 million homeowners for over 50 years. Visit TrueGreen.com and discover the easiest and affordable way to achieve a pro-level lawn guaranteed. Plus, enjoy True Green's verified price matching, ensuring you get the best lawn for the best price. Visit TrueGreen.com and transform your lawn effortlessly. That's TrueGreen.com. Your dream lawn is just around the corner.
This summer, click into cordless power with Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot. Tackle more than half an acre of grass with the convenience and gas-like power of the Ryobi 40-volt battery-powered mower. And keep your flower beds fresh with a 40-volt cordless string trimmer. Then clear debris with the 40-volt jet fan leaf blower. Click into Memorial Day savings happening now at your cordless power source, the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The all-new ESPN Radio Morning Show, Unsportsmanlike.
At what point are we going to acknowledge that Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but Josh Allen is also an overrated quarterback?
Chris Canty, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman.
20 years running into guys that are my size. Does it sound like fun?
Chris, Evan, and Michelle.
Nobody can work the room like Coach Prime. And the people that like it are going to love it. The people that hate it, they're going to hate him even more.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. I've been telling you that windows from Universal perform better and last longer. Call today at 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions do apply. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your next project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
The other side of the world, and I'll let you know if I want to come back and coach your little game.
He's Jay Peterman.
Ian Rappaport tweeting yesterday, and I thought this was interesting.
Oh, lady.
The Broncos the
That
last
was
2
gibberish.
weeks. You guys done?
I got more.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, talking about the Scottie Scheffler arrest this morning at the PGA Championship. It's not like he was arrested at Coachella or, you know what I mean? Like, he was literally arrested outside of the PGA Championship as he was trying to get to the golf club to begin round 2 of the tournament. Like, wow, this is just wild.
The owner of Valhalla Golf Club is the one who picked Scottie up from jail and drove him to the course. That's per ESPN Plus.
Yeah, it's all very interesting.
Well,
we were just a few moments. Go ahead, Shu.
I was just going to say, Kentucky, enjoy your last PGA tournament ever.
No,
am I right or wrong?
I mean, it'll be a while.
I highly doubt it.
I think that might
Green Bay gets a Super Bowl before Valhalla gets another PGA.
As I say, the owner of the course going there might be part and parcel of them attempting to keep things there. Yeah. He's trying to smooth everything over.
I think we should put that on the poll. Will Green Bay get a Super Bowl before Valhalla gets another, PGA championship? Major? Just another major?
A major, yeah.
We were just talking about the bets that you can place on Scottie Scheffler today. I believe Gabe and Joshy, you were doing that. You were gathering that intel for us. What can you make bets on today if you were interested in kind of jumping on board?
As of right now, nothing. It appears that Scottie Scheffler's name's been pulled from a lot of round 2 props. I'm hoping that his name repopulates and it'll get back out there now that there's video of him warming up, hitting some putts, and it looks like he is going to make his tee time at 10:08 Eastern time, 9:08 Central. So hopefully we get those updates.
You can still right now.
Hold on, can I?
Oh, here we go.
Can I add a little context here? Because Gabe is my guy. I bet the Spaniard every major, right, Gabe? A robot. So Gabe picks my 3 guys. I have Brooks. I have, help me, Gabe,
Rory,
Homa,
and Max Homa.
You don't even remember the golfers that you have.
I guarantee you, I track this more than Chewy does. Like, once I know what his guys are, like, I am just, they're favorited on the app, so I know how they're doing at all times.
So he has Xander Schauffele, who shot an unbelievable round yesterday. He has Scheffler, and he has Gunther van Ludwig, who's out of the thing. Gabe, he's trying to weasel out of the bet, saying it's not fair.
Hey, man, all bets are final. You know, hey.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy's always trying to work an angle.
Well, I mean, yeah. He's always, I mean, they did a draft, the 2 of them. Then hours before the thing tees off yesterday, suddenly the guy's changing picks even though they did the draft. Like, he's always up to something, Chew. You can't let him off the hook.
And to clarify, there is one bet you can make, and that's for Scottie Scheffler to win the whole damn thing. Plus 400.
So that's what I can do right now.
Uh-huh.
Is there an under-over on... Is there an under-over on what he shoots today?
Not right now.
That's got to be out there.
I mean, not right now because they took him off the board because they weren't sure if he was going to be able to play.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some offshore seedy sports books here, but we bet at Potawatomi Sportsbook, and that's it.
That's right.
And they're doing their due diligence to make sure they don't end up in a bad situation where people can take like an under or an over on something, and he's not on the golf course.
Yeah, so if that does become available, I would say in the next 20 minutes, I will place the bet and I will drive there to make sure it's placed.
So I do want to get to this Darlington video of him interacting with the police because we haven't heard that yet, and it is really interesting. So Jeff Darlington is armed with his cell phone. He is filming the police as they escort Scottie Scheffler in handcuffs to the squad car. Take a listen.
Guys,
what do we do?
I'm staying back.
Here's the thing. Right now, he's going to jail.
Okay.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Period. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you have
first,
a question?
I'm media. I'm a reporter. Okay. So that's all.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure that's known.
Okay, but you need to step back over here now.
No problem. You got it.
Okay.
I mean, Jeff is complying. He's obviously continuing to document the developments of the morning, which is a big part of the reporter's responsibility. But as I stated earlier, there is a huge value in him having been there. You can claim right place, right time. Go ahead. Got lucky, right? But once he was there, he recognized the situation and continued documenting it. And guys, hear me out on this. This thing could have gone sideways. And this is not to attack the integrity of a police department, but it is to say if you've got one side of a story and you've got another side of a story as to what occurred that morning, or this morning rather, how valuable is it to have an experienced, diligent, curious, credible reporter there to articulate what he saw happen? Right? I have people weighing in saying if Jeff Darlington isn't there, there's a chance Scottie Scheffler is still in custody, Gabe.
Yeah, I would
based
think
on
so.
the charges that they brought against him.
Correct. And his local attorney has made a statement saying Scottie did what he was supposed to do to enter the premise. So obviously, I don't think they're admitting any guilt here, Chewy.
Well, Chewy, and you said driving the marked car, right? Like driving the car, other golfers were admitted in. It is so interesting to hear all of this stuff. Joshy, you had mentioned that Peter Burns was on Unsportsmanlike this morning, and he made some mention of what he had been told as he was also trying to get into Valhalla about what had occurred earlier that day.
Yes, I don't want to summarize it here, so I'm just going to download it and play it for us here. But it was to the tune of basically a cop had told him that there was a police officer was hit, which if you listen to what Jeff Darlington said, the attaching himself to the car is a little bit different. Here we go.
I asked an officer, I said, while we were waiting, I go, hey, what's it look like? We're trying to get into the broadcast facility. And they said, here's the situation. As you know, that there was a fatality accident earlier. We're investigating that. And then, quote, some blank tried to run over one of our cops. And he was fairly agitated when he told us. And I followed up. I said, well, is that person? Now, obviously, we did not know who that person was. And now we know it to probably also, maybe be Scottie Scheffler. Him saying, I asked, has that person been removed from the premises? And they said, oh, that person's going to jail. There was an agitation from that officer, who I do not believe was in the altercation itself. Mm-hmm. But at some point, that's how it was viewed at from that officer in that line of communication.
You see what I mean? There's a lot of telephone game that can happen. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of changing of the story and the details. They get manipulated. They get skewed. And all of a sudden, you got a guy who tried to hit a cop? Yep. What was that's how the story moved if it were not for, again, Jeff Darlington being on the scene, right place, right time, documenting what occurred. We are watching as Scottie Scheffler is getting out of that vehicle now, not that vehicle, but a vehicle, and walking into the clubhouse at Valhalla Golf Club this morning in advance of round 2 of the PGA Championship game.
It's going to be a wild day. It's going to just get... I don't know what to relate this to. Like, as a sports fan, like, Jen, you said you are tuning in today. Like, this is what it took for you to finally admit that it's okay to talk about golf on this show.
I was going to say, there's a classic thing that happens in the golf world, and Gabe is very familiar with it. And stop me if I'm being incorrect here, but it's a good day for golf. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it.
You know what,
though? A lot of people watching Scottie.
I've got a parallel. I don't know if I should use it.
I'm going to say no.
If you are questioning whether or not you should do it, that means you probably shouldn't.
Why don't you tell me a break?
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we, just for safeties, take a break, come back, And we might do Reach You, or you might tell your story. Who can say?
It's going to be
I can't tell the story.
It's going to be a Chewy-centric segment no matter what. That we can promise you.
All right.
I'm going to give you guys hints to make you guess.
All right, in the break.
We're going to reverse the Reach You.
In the break. Have you guys tried
right.
Celsius Energy Drink yet? If you haven't, can I tell you all about it? It's the clean energy drink that you need, that I need, to stay active and energized all day long. My favorite flavor is the Peach Vibe. Got one right here. Got a bit of a long weekend this weekend with my brother getting married, headed up to the venue. Going to be helping him get set up and all of those things. And so I will be relying on the old Peach Vibe to get through the weekend. And you can find it at Pick and Save or online at Amazon. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, which also brings you the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, your backups are still sticking around, especially on northbound 43 from just north of North Avenue all the way up to Keefe. We do have a broken down vehicle on the ramp from Fond du Lac Avenue to northbound, so heads up with that. Otherwise, westbound 94 is tightening up just through the Stadium interchange. And then we've got some delays westbound on 894 from just before Loomis all the way to 68th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Power Lunch. From 11 to 2, get an entree and 30 minutes of unlimited gameplay for only $14.99. Dave & Buster's, get a full plate of fun. A check of the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning patchy fog, otherwise mostly sunny. A high of 68 at the lakefront, 77 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Jen Latta here, and I'm joined by Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We have some really fun things to talk about today. Let's begin with the sportsbook. It is now open. We actually got to do a show from the broadcast booth that is atop the sportsbook. It is actually stunning, Sarah. That's my favorite part. What is yours?
Well, my favorite part of the sportsbook would have to be seeing everyone's faces when they finally see it for themselves. There's so much to take in. The LED screen, the bar, the food, the size. It's just so cool.
There is so much going on in that sports book, just like there is always so much going on at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. For instance, maybe we should talk about how Snoop Dogg will be the first concert at Potawatomi's Summer Concert Series.
Yes, Snoop D-O Double G will be our first act for Potawatomi Amplified Concert Series. He'll be performing on June 15th at our outdoor concert venue, which will be just west of the Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
That sounds amazing. Where can I get tickets?
Tickets are actually available now to purchase, but we're only selling 4,800 tickets, so make sure to get yours while you can. Snoop hasn't performed in Milwaukee since 2016, so we're really excited to have him back and kickstart our series.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's going to be epic. I can't wait to see who else will be announced as your July and August headliners. As always, where can everyone go to get more information?
Paysbig.com.
Paysbig.com.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000 square foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on. Potholes stink. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole area. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. Get that appointment booked before May 31st, and you might even see Old T on the job site for a visit. Find full contest details at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Attend Biz Expo May 22nd at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn how to build a legendary brand by creating raving fans from keynote speaker and author Scott Wozniak. Attend strategy seminars on company culture, business growth, AI and cybersecurity, leadership, exit planning, tax savings for business, and more. Network and connect with your peers and the region's leading product and service providers. Biz Expo is Wednesday, May 22nd. Register to attend at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
A freaking catapult attached to his right hip. Like, I just made that up. A catapult.
That was good.
I kind of liked it. I was rolling with it, Rob.
Like a slingshot? Let's figure this out.
I'm calling old catapult leg from here on out.
On 94.5 ESPN.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be.
We all get a little nervous when Chewy says he has a story. Usually it's gold. Full disclosure.
The nervousness doesn't come from the story. The nervousness comes from his hesitation and wondering whether or not he should tell the story, because usually he's just going to throw it out there and apologize later. So the fact that he had the thought of, ooh, should I tell this story? Like, the fact that Chewy's inner monologue is saying that this might be a bad idea tells me it's a real bad idea.
All right, so how do you want to handle this, big guy?
All right, this is how we're going to handle it. I'm going to give you a clue. You each get one guess. Okay, one guess until one of you gets it correct. Okay?
So this is a parallel to the Scottie Scheffler being arrested before round 2 of the PGA.
This is like name that tune. Okay? Are you ready? You each get one guess per clue.
Not remotely.
Yeah, not remotely ready, but let's proceed.
All right, here we go.
I'm terrified.
Clue number 1.
This could be it for us, by the way.
Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks.
You stole a fish at Pike's Place, or whatever that place is, after they threw it to you and you shoved it down. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what the game was. I really have no idea what we're dealing with.
This is a comparable story as to what happened today.
Again, the possibilities are endless.
Literally the only thing I can think of is when Marshawn Lynch stole the golf cart to drive it around. But I think he was at Cal.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know the Seattle tie, and I know the story.
All right,
Clue number 2. Carolina Panthers.
What, are we just naming NFL teams now?
Seahawks.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dallas Cowboys.
I think you can be a little more descriptive and still not give them the answer.
Hold on. I will get there. Joshy. Patience, young lad.
We're miles away.
No guesses?
No.
Number 3. Safety.
Was this Eugene Robinson when he got arrested before the...
Gabe nailed it.
Before the Super Bowl when he was with the Falcons?
Gabe nailed it.
Nice.
Gabe nailed it.
It's actually pretty impressive.
Gabe nailed it.
It was the word safety that did it for
safety,
you?
Seahawks, and then you got to put together that Eugene played with Chewy on the 96 Super Bowl team.
So what happened?
Gabe, I'm sorry to put you in the spot, but I want you to describe it and use the correct language around everything that happened here.
So Eugene Robinson, who was...
Sure is.
Eugene Robinson, who at this point was playing safety for the Atlanta Falcons before Super Bowl 33. Falcons were playing the Denver Broncos. And the night before, I believe, the Super Bowl, so the Saturday before the Super Bowl, Eugene Robinson was arrested for solicitation of a prostitute.
Yeah, I Googled it before you got to the end. I was wondering how you were going to...
You don't remember that?
That's what no.
That was huge.
No.
That was huge.
Oh, especially like it had reverberations back here because he was always looked at as one of those spiritual guys that you had in the locker room, Chew.
Yeah.
Wasn't James Lofton arrested for
I couldn't believe
also
it. Gabe,
back in the day?
Gabe, my next clue was 41.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, again,
that's the number he wore when he played with us.
Yeah, I didn't
Not
realize
how much it cost for the services that he was soliciting that evening.
I believe it was $10.
Do you think they've added?
Gotta ask, can't afford it.
Into like when the Super Bowl teams are going, the warning, like, hey, this is kind of a thing that happens